The Joe Rogan Experience.
Dude, you won the Ultimate Fighter as a heavyweight, which is so crazy.
I know, because if you look at me now, I'm like
what do you weigh now?
About,
yeah, what do you weigh now? What are you walking around
I'm consisting like 200.
200 pounds?
200 pounds, yeah.
Wow.
200
yeah, that
pounds.
is like a 170 now in this day and age.
Yeah, 200 pounds. But I feel good though, man. I feel really, really good. And it's a level that I didn't expect to. I didn't expect to feel this good. I didn't think that a diet can make me feel this good.
What is particularly makes you feel so good? In what way?
My energy. I have an energy level that it's really hard to say. It kind of feels a bit supernatural in a bit, you know. Like I feel energy. Like I feel like my body's energy. It's kind of hard to say. It's kind of like not hard to say. It's kind of hard to describe without looking crazy.
But you're obviously, by following this vegan diet, I'm seeing all these supplements. You're taking spirulina and all these different things.
Yeah.
You're obviously doing it right, which is, you know, there's a lot of people that they're vegan, but they're eating like pasta and pizza and shit like that. They're not doing it correctly in terms of taking in the proper amount of nutrients.
Right. And that's the thing about it. Like I read this book, The Mucusless Diet, and it's by Dr. Arnold Ehret. And this is like in the early 1900s. He came up with this book, and he had some stomach issues. And it was, you know, not until he was fed up and was on like, you know what, I'm like, he was starving himself. And then he realized he had some really, you know, it kind of changes his stomach situation. So then he started looking into diet and nutrition. And then he became a fruitarian. And this book is talking about pretty much, you know, the role of food in your body and what it does and what causes mucus and what doesn't cause mucus. And, you know, through understanding the mucusless diet and just reading it, it just gave me a different hold on understanding, like a different understanding of why I'm doing this, you know, and it became to me deeper than just like, oh, I can't have this because, you know, the diet says I shouldn't have it. It says I can't have it because, you know, this is going to cause inflammation. You know, I know the deeper reason of why, so it's easier for me to avoid the pitfalls of bad food, you know?
There's also a situation with people where there's biological variability where some people, some diets just sync up well for them. Like I know a lot of people that they don't feel good when they eat red meat, but when they eat fish, they feel great.
Yeah.
When they eat light foods, you know, their body, whatever it is, their digestion favors certain type of diet.
Yeah, and that's what I found too, because I don't know if this will work for everybody. It probably won't work for everybody. I mean, it most likely won't work for everybody. But for me, it was something that my body just was like, it's about time you started to treat us the right way. You know,
interesting.
And the crazy part about it is the fact that now I train less, but I can train harder. Like now I can do sparring sessions where, like, I spar for like an hour straight.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm sparring at a pretty good pace. Like I'm not. Like it's smart sparring. Like we're not like bashing each other in the head and shit like that. We're being smart about it. You know, we're doing, you know, a little bit lighter to the head, but more heavy shots to the body. You know, making those ones count, and just kind of like touching. You know, giving a nice shot to the head, but not I'm gonna knock you out type shot to the head.
What type of foods are you eating? Like how are you? What is it? Like, give me a typical meal for you.
Typically speaking, it all depends on the time of the day, but I don't eat in the morning. I fast up until noon or until like 1 o'clock, and then my first meal. Are
you on like a 16-hour, 14-hour
like
intermittent
16,
fast?
Like 16, intermittent fast, and then once I eat, I usually eat like I'll come home and I'll eat, you know, maybe like a hearty shake that I make of fruit. And then I'll put some, you know, some mushrooms and stuff in it, and just like, you know, the cordyceps, the lion's mane, and you know, from this brand Life Cycle.
Sure.
You heard of Life Cycle with a K? So that brand right there makes this, you know, really good tincture that you just drop it in there, and you don't got to worry about changing the flavor of too much of your shake. So I drop that in there with my shakes and stuff like that, and I usually take that. That'll be my first meal. Then the second one would be a little bit more hearty. It'd be something with vegetables and maybe some potatoes or something, so it's a little bit more hearty. And then I'll have another hearty meal, like a vegetable-based meal at nighttime. And then I'll usually be done for the day.
Are you using any protein powders, pea protein, hemp protein, anything along those lines?
No, I don't use any
just
protein
vegetables,
powder.
raw vegetables.
Yeah, just raw vegetables, vegetables and fruit.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I don't really feel like I have a need for it. Like I feel like my muscle mass is pretty good. Like I don't feel like I'm too skinny or like I'm not gaining any muscle. I feel like I can gain muscle, and it's just been working for me. And
so basically, you just eat to feel good, like however it makes you feel good.
Yeah, right.
And you've got it down now. Like what kind of foods. It's the supplement thing gets strange with vegans. There's a lot of folks that they're mixing a lot of different dietary yeasts and a lot of different powders and different things and blending these different things. And it's some people don't like the way that feels when you're eating like that. But it sounds like what you're eating is much more whole food based.
Yeah, mine is just whole food based. Like a lot of the foods that I became actually a good cook now because of the fact that I had to learn to cook my own food. My wife, she was busy becoming, busier on her own, doing her own thing. So she wasn't able to cook for me like she was before. But then I learned myself. And through learning myself, it just completely just like took the shackles off of me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You cook your own nice meals.
Yeah. So now I cook a lot of like West Indian type of foods because they have a really good vegetarian menu, like a lot of chickpeas. And things of that nature.
There's a really good vegetarian Indian place around here that I go to sometimes.
I love Indian food.
Yeah, it's really good. I haven't gone in a month because I've been on this carnivore diet, but this place was fantastic. Real interesting, weird, vegetable dishes. Everything's vegetarian. It's I guess it's with them it's a religious thing. A lot of Indians are vegetarian.
Yeah, vegetarian. Yeah. And I like a lot of Indian food just because of that. And that whole food diet it just works for me. But like you said, like these supplements like this makes me like, I feel like when I drink this, like the spirulina and just eat a lot of greens and even like the mushrooms, the cordyceps mushrooms and stuff like that, like I just have energy to just go and go and go.
That lifestyle cycle tincture, somebody gave me some of that recently.
Yeah.
It's
So
very good.
I got to have them send you some. They send like, they have like a really nice tincture set that they send out. I should have brought it, but it has reishi, it has turkey's tail, lion's mane, the cordyceps, and it even gives you a schedule on when you should take it and when it's best for. But it's a really really good mushrooms because they infuse theirs with this is kakadu plum. It's a kakadu plum. You ever hear of that?
No, it's a funny name.
Yeah, I know. It's kakadu plum. It's from Australia, and it's like one of the most high in vitamin C fruits there is. Like it's way higher in vitamin C than oranges and everything else like that. And they
kakadu plum.
Yeah, kakadu plum.
Okay.
Yeah, KAKADU plum.
That sounds like something that a little kid would read. That's a kakadu plant.
Yeah.
Dad. What?
But it's a really, really good supplement, and I don't really like to recommend supplements too much, but that's one that I take, and I'm like, man, I feel way better.
Do you eat a lot of beets?
I do eat beets are really good.
Beets are supposed to be really good for endurance.
Yeah, beets are really good, but it's crazy like just eating greens like I've been eating greens. I just don't. I feel like I don't get tired like I used to. Like my body's just instantly recovering. Like
what was your old diet like? What was it like when you're training for a fight? What would typical meals be like?
It was pretty clean, but it was I would eat a lot of meat. And I'm O positive, so I'll eat like a lot of red meat. And I felt really good when I ate red meat. Like it felt as if like when I eat red meat, it almost felt like I can feel it like within like the next 20, 30 minutes. Like my body breaks it down really fast,
Yeah.
So I felt good eating it, but I didn't feel like I had the like the endurance. Like I didn't feel the endurance aspect like I do right now.
I see what you're saying.
So that's been like the best that I ever felt was when I fought Tito Ortiz. I was eating red meat, but I also was coupling that up with a lot of spinach. I was eating a lot of spinach. Like I would go
Fucking
and get a big bag of spinach. Yeah, that's exactly what I was doing. I'll get a big bag of spinach and I'll just put it in a blender and just grind it up and then throw like some apples in it to make it a little bit sweeter to change the taste so it wouldn't be so greenish like I'm eating grass.
Right.
And then I would just drink those all the time, but it just made me feel so strong.
Interesting. Now, did you used to work with the nutritionist at all?
I did. Yeah, I did. I work with
because when you were cutting weight, like how many fights did you have at 85?
Two fights at 85.
Was that too much of a struggle?
Yeah, it was too much of a struggle. Like I'm in a weird position because I'm not a very big person. I'm not big enough to be a light heavyweight, but I'm not small enough to be a middleweight either. Like and feel like I can, so I was like in that weird space. So when I cut down to 185, I felt like it felt drained. I just didn't have the movement and the pop, but then at 205 I kind of felt undersized,
Back then, what did you walk around at?
Back then I was walking around like 225, 230.
And what was different? Because it was from eating the meat, you think?
From eating the meat. From eating the meat, I would get
that alone has got to probably increase your endurance, just the loss of that much body mass.
Yeah.
20 plus pounds that your body doesn't have to pump blood through.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that,
Yeah, so that just came off naturally when you stopped eating meat.
Yep. And another thing too, like I would this is another reason why, like, because when I wasn't fighting, that was the problem, because I would get into these bad eating habits because I would always know that when I had training camp, I can just cut the weight and just lose it like that. But after a while, that just becomes your habit. Anything you do over time, that becomes your habit. It becomes your lifestyle. And I was eating a lot of sugar, drinking a lot of booze and shit like that. So I was like, man, I need to make a change for my life, for the rest of my life,
Right.
And that's why this whole lifestyle fits so much better to me,
Do you think that would have changed your career had you eaten this way back when you were competing?
I think so. I think it would have, but at the same time, I don't know in which way. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like been too chill.
Yeah. I feel like
because you're so calm now.
Yeah, I feel like I was what I needed to be at the time I needed to be it.
I see.